There we go. Yep.
Hello, welcome to True Wellness. For our testimonial edition tonight, I have Dakota and Julie here who have traveled long distances to be here. They've been with us for 3 weeks. This is our third week, correct? Mm-hmm. And I just want to share your story a little bit, what you've been going through, and what's occurred since we've been together. So you've been dealing with chronic illness and pain since you were how old?
Chronic illness since I was a kid, basically.
And pain.
And the CRPS since the last 3.5 years.
And
since I was 18.
And you went to the specialist,
Yeah.
because she is at the
Yeah.
Neurological Relief Center,
Yeah.
Dr. Katinka.
Yeah.
And you've been working with her, getting some relief.
Yeah.
And then what happened? You got to like a stagnant.
Yeah, I just kept getting chronic infections, which I've had, which have gotten worse since I've gotten CRPS. So I was kind of just stuck.
And so the beauty of having a great network of great practitioners that really do good work and come from the heart is that Katinka and I have worked together for a couple of years, and so she called out and said, hey, will you see Dakota? And we had a conversation. It was a very complicated situation, case, but we were like, yep, come on in. There's got to be some lymph issues, some emotional issues, and some pathological issues, so let's look at all that. So we started off that first week, we did our standard testing. We couldn't do a CRT because that was not pleasant for you, which is one of the tests they know about. You don't even know about it. So we did HRV, we did ions muscle testing, we did all of our typical assessments we do, and we started to do lymph, and we started to do naso.
Oh, yeah.
So when you travel, because you drove 4 days to get here.
Well, we did it in 3 days.
You did it in 3 days, okay. Yeah. What happens typically, or Julie, if you want to speak to that, because you see Dakota's patterns. What is her typical pattern when she travels?
Well, besides the CRPS pain going, everything seems like it all gets inflamed. She typically starts with, her sinus is bothering her. Then she gets like a burning sore throat where she feels like she can't swallow. Then she starts getting sick and all the mucus, and then before I know it, she's got bronchitis. And then that's taking her like anywhere, sometimes 4 to 8 weeks just to get over, and that's like with or without antibiotics, depending on how severe it is. But then it's a nebulizing machines just to get her to the point where she can breathe.
And this is every time you make a big trip.
Yeah, and
anytime I run down.
yeah,
in general,
when she gets run down, she'll start running fevers. Like when we went home. We flew home for like 10 days.
Which is where is home?
Los Angeles, California.
And the
And
Neurological Relief Center is
in Arkansas.
Fayetteville.
So we flew from Arkansas to California, and then we came back, and as soon as we came back, boom, Dakota had a fever for weeks. No one could figure out why she had a fever, but her fever was 101, 102, and then it stayed 102, and she just had general malaise. She felt horrible. Then it became like chronic UTIs that were treated, homeopathically. They were treated.
But it just was,
yeah,
it just stayed.
It was just like, we just got in this vicious cycle.
So then you came here after a 3-day travel 3 weeks ago. We met you, we did a naso, which she hated me for, I'm sure, because it's horrible.
But it worked.
Yeah.
That's the point.
And that's the point.
Yeah.
You didn't go through that cycle.
Yeah,
You didn't
exactly.
have it. We've been working together 3 weeks, and
I felt really, really crappy. And then I came and we did all the treatments you did, and it just nipped it in the butt.
It's our little ongoing joke.
So I totally did that. I nipped it in the butt, and I was like, wow, I really expected. I mean, I didn't expect, but I was hoping I wouldn't get sick, and I didn't, so that was awesome.
And the lymph, what changes have you seen in the last 3 weeks?
The swelling, like my facial
Amazing.
swelling, my neck has gone down.
You had some lymph nodes you could actually feel.
Oh, yeah, they were like probably the
like
size.
ping pong balls.
Yeah, like
And
Yeah.
literally on the table where we're not even addressing them, you can feel them going down.
Oh, yeah. Right after the lymph session, I was like touching back there, and in my armpits, I have huge, like golf ball lymph nodes swollen. And then by the end of the lymph session, it was completely gone. We were touching her. She was like, wow. And we were like, wow, it's gone.
And I looked at her face, and her face was thinner.
Back to what
her
it used
neck
to be.
was thinner. Her arms were not puffy.
Yeah.
She looked amazing.
Like,
I could tell just visually seeing a difference.
And you're sleeping a little bit better since you've been here. your energy.
Yeah, the energy's helped a lot because I used to be like, I could not wake up early and be not falling asleep all day.
And your throat's still a little scratchy, but your voice is stronger than it was a few weeks ago. And so what they do at the Neurological Relief Center is biological medicine. She focuses on the pain relief and on many different aspects of that. And at True Wellness, we focus more on lymph and emotional work and myofascia and what's going on in the milieu, in the interstitial space. And so by addressing that, you're now ready to go back to the Neurological Relief Center in a couple weeks. And how you feeling about going down there to further your advancement of your case?
I'm very excited.
So you had a cyclical throwing up situation.
I have sick like vomiting,
Yeah, so you throw up all the time.
Yeah, that's what
you
it
call
means.
it cyclical like vomiting.
I know, right?
So how many times have you thrown up in the last 3 weeks?
Probably 0. Yeah.
I think 3 or 2.
Maybe once.
Okay.
That was probably from the drive though, because
Yeah.
I was nauseous from the drive. But yeah, it was surprising because usually when I try any type of new supplement or vitamin, I'm like. Instantly.
And you've had a lot of new things. And you've had a lot. You've had some responses.
I've been able to hold down, and I've been able to hold down lettuce and salads.
Excellent.
You know, like almost every day, and that was a first because I used to throw that up. So.
Excellent. So you're getting more nutrition.
Yeah.
And a lot of things have changed. Not everything is better yet, right?
Yeah.
But we're working on things getting better. And I know you had some other situations when you showed up, like rashes that were burning and pain, and they've been alleviated.
Yeah, exactly.
And so what we've come to realize, and she's a paramedic, by the way, Julie's a paramedic, is that we can stop being in triage for the pain if we can get the body to drain out the toxic load, allowing your body to go into that healing mode that is so beautiful that they do at the Neurological Relief Center. Is there anything you want to say?
Parasympathetic.
That's right, you learned.
The relaxing mode.
The healing mode.
I just want to say, coming from being her caregiver and her mother, and she just turned 21 while we were in Arkansas, which was a milestone, I have never seen her respond to treatment like this. I mean, literally.
In such a good way.
Like I was telling you when we first got here, she started with her routine to get sick. Boy, you nipped that one right away. And then after that, she would have sleep apnea because I said for the first time we're in the same room, even though we had 2 different beds, and I could hear her sleep apnea. Boy, you got that one gone. I mean, it's just been, and the way she's responded to everything, you guys adjust the medicine. Or whatever, the homeopathic. Not medicine, but the
because she's still on the meds. We haven't changed the meds.
Yeah, she's
just
been
for
on her
everybody's
stuff. Yeah. So that's actually an obstacle, but
we'll get there.
You're working around it and getting her to a place where we can actually address that later. But I've never seen her respond so well, and you guys adjust everything, and just the way that you kind of learn her body as she is doing something, and you really
adjust
communicate.
it as
I
needed.
love that about you because you communicate with it. You
It's
even
the first
said on the
time.
first weekend we were here by ourselves, this is my phone number. Text me if I want to know how she
Every
responds.
reaction.
And you did respond to me. Something
Yeah.
happened that weekend, and
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, do this," and it.
You said, take
it's
her
regular.
And the weekend, and I took more of the regular.
Yeah,
and it made me feel better.
And I will say the emotional release therapy that both you and Ian do is amazing.
Yeah.
It was a running joke. I called my husband, I said, it's 20 years of psychotherapy in 20 minutes.
That's great.
And I mean,
Yeah,
it's like when you deal with these things that are emotional and you don't even realize the component of what makes your life up, and when you deal with these things, you literally go like this, you walk out the door. I went home and I was thinking that night, like, I even tried to think about the thing that bothered me and I couldn't think about it because I just was done with it, It was such a relief.
So if you have any advice for anybody out there who's dealing with chronic illness and pain, what would be the number one thing they need to understand?
The lymph
Lymph.
system.
Thank you.
Yes.
Drainage versus detox.
It's awesome.
Drainage versus detox.
My new
People
mantra.
are missing the boat.
Yeah.
You got to drain the system out before you detoxify. And no matter what treatment you're doing, if you're reassessing the autonomic nervous system, it's going to start to detoxify. So if you don't have drainage already assured, the lymph is moving, the liver works properly, the lungs work properly, the uterus bleeds properly, you poop properly. If that doesn't work, you're not going to detoxify because you can't drain it. You got to drain before you detoxify. So they're going to help us spread the word.
And I like your word better because detoxify is so misconstrued. You
Yes.
said regulate. Your body has to regulate, and when you take care of the lymph system, that's how you regulate your body to do the natural functions it's supposed to do. But when you're so sick and it just piles on more and more crap, you know,
And then it
and
can't
everything
function.
just
Yeah,
goes
exactly.
to pot, and then so then she couldn't even respond to Katinka's
Correct.
therapy because she was so sick
She
with all
wasn't
this other
regulating.
stuff because she wasn't regulating.
And that's beautiful. And what I love is that you guys have learned, you ladies have learned so much about what we do, because that's what our job is. Yes, to figure out how your body works, but then to teach you how your body works.
Yeah,
So you're not dependent
I've
upon
learned a
us
lot.
to feel well. You know, when you get a sore thing in your armpit, you need to put a little more Iteri's ointment in there and it alleviates.
Yeah.
When you get nauseous, you take a little Oku or a little Regulon and it alleviates.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you both so much.
And-
They've been fabulous to
And
work
the other
with.
thing you said was,
And thank you for the referral, Katinka. We love you.
yeah.
Yes, we love you. Thank you
I
for
just lost my train of
showing
thought.
us
Okay.
this
I just
place.
want to
It's
say
been
thank you
such a
so
blessing.
much because
Thank
Kelly has been such an angel. She took us on such short notice.
know.
She's fit us in and just really gave it all of her heart and soul to help Dakota get better. And God bless
We
you. Thank you.
appreciate
You're
you.
so
Thank you.
awesome. You
Thank
know,
you.
you really
Thank
are.
you.
Thanks. Well, my journey is to help other people to live a healthier life like I and so much of biological medicine has been able to give me. So my gift is to give back, like it should be all of ours. Now pay it forward. See you soon.
Bye.